Morning the rain came early. Well now, pull up a chair, won't you? The sun's just starting to dip behind the old sycamore, painting the sky in shades of peach and lavender, and the air's got that sweet, heavy scent of honeysuckle and fresh-cut hay, a perfume that always reminds me of home, of long summer evenings and the quiet comfort of belonging, a scent that wraps around you like a familiar quilt, worn soft with years of use and cherished memories, each stitch a story, each thread a moment held dear. A tapestry of a life well lived. Feels like coming home, doesn't it? Like kicking off your boots after a long day, the dust of the world falling away from your weary feet, and settling into a spot that just knows you. A place where the worries of the world seem to meld away with the fading light, replaced by a profound sense of peace that settles deep in your bones. A quiet contentment that whispers, "You're safe here, you're loved here, you belong, and always will, no matter how far you've roamed, no matter how many years have passed." That's how it always felt here, on this very porch, watching the fireflies begin their slow, blinking dance across the fields, their tiny lights a silent symphony against the deepening twilight, each flicker a gentle reminder of the magic in the everyday, of the simple wonders that often go unnoticed in the hurried pace of modern life. If only we take a moment to truly see them, to truly feel them, to let them sink into our souls, to become a part of us. There's a quiet wisdom in
this old shirt. Oh, it's got stories to tell. But if the spirit of this America, honest work, tight-knit community, speaks to you, well, a fresh piece of it might be closer than you think. It's the truth we live by.
These evenings, a gentle hum that reminds you of everything that truly matters, of the simple, profound beauty that often gets lost in the rush of modern life, a beauty found in the rhythm of the seasons and the steady beat of a loving heart, in the unspoken stories whispered on the wind, carried on the rustle of leaves, in the shared silence of sunset, a silence that speaks volumes. If you just listen with your heart, and if this kind of story, this feeling of coming home, this echo of a simpler time, brings back something in your heart, something you thought you'd forgotten, a warmth that spreads through your chest like a sip of hot cocoa on a cold winter's night, a nostalgic ache for days gone by, for the innocence of youth, for the comforting embrace of tradition, for the enduring strength of community, for the unwavering love of family. Go ahead and subscribe to Porch Tales. Give a like, won't you? And share it with someone who still remembers how it used to be, how the world felt when the biggest worry was whether the creek would be high enough for skipping rocks, or if Mama would let you have a second slice of pie before supper. A time when the days stretched out long and full of possibility, brimming with adventure and innocent joy. A time when the world felt boundless and full of wonder. A place where every moment held a quiet magic. A promise of tomorrow. A whisper of eternity. A feeling that still resonates deep within me. I remember one summer clearer than yesterday when I was just a boy. Maybe 10 or 11. It was the kind of summer that stretched out forever, hot and hazy, with cicadas buzzing like 1,000 tiny saws in the afternoon heat. Their relentless chorus a soundtrack to endless days of barefoot adventures and sun-kissed skin. Days filled with the promise of discovery, of hidden paths and secret swimming holes, of whispered secrets under the shade of ancient trees, of daring escapades and quiet contemplation, of dreams spun under the vast blue sky, dreams that felt as real as the dirt beneath my feet, as tangible as the warmth of the sun on my face. Every morning, the screen door would creak open, a familiar, comforting groan that announced the start of a new day. A sound as reliable as the sunrise, letting out the smell of Mama's fresh cornbread, still warm from the oven, its golden crust hinting at the sweetness within, and the rich, dark aroma of coffee brewing. A promise of the day's quiet rituals and comforting routines, a scent that still brings a smile to my face. A taste of pure nostalgia, a memory of warmth and security that wraps around me even now like a gentle hug, a comforting presence. I'd be out the door before the dew had even burned off the grass, before the sun had climbed high enough to truly bake the earth, eager to greet the new day, my bare feet already itching for the feel of cool dirt beneath them, for the freedom of the open fields, for the thrill of exploration, for the endless possibilities that lay just beyond the porch steps, waiting to be discovered, waiting to be lived, waiting to unfold. Our gravel road, usually a pale, dusty ribbon winding its way through fields of green, felt like the path to adventure. Each stone a stepping stone to a new discovery, a new secret waiting to be uncovered, a journey into the heart of our little world, a world that felt boundless and full of wonder. A place where every turn held a new surprise, a new lesson, a new story waiting to be lived. A grand narrative unfolding one dusty step at a time, under the watchful eye of the towering corn, which stood like silent sentinels guarding our childhood. My granddaddy, bless his soul, a man whose words were as steady and true as the earth itself, whose wisdom ran as deep as the roots of the oldest oak, used to say, "Son, a dusty road ain't just dirt. It's the path to where you're meant to be. And every turn holds a new lesson, a new story waiting to unfold. If only you're willing to listen with an open heart and a curious mind. And keep your eyes open for the small miracles that surround you every single day, for they are everywhere if you just know how to look, if you just take the time to see." And for me, that path often led straight to Mr. Silas's farm, just a holler down the way, past the old oak tree that had seen more seasons than any of us could count, its ancient branches reaching out like welcoming arms, a silent sentinel watching over the land, a living monument to time, a silent witness to generations of life and labor, of joy and sorrow, of enduring strength and quiet perseverance. Mr. Silas wasn't just our neighbor. He was the anchor of our little corner of the world, a living testament to the land and its rhythms, a man carved from the very soil he tilled, his spirit as resilient as the crops he grew, his presence as comforting as the steady hum of his tractor on a summer afternoon, a sound that spoke of diligence and purpose, of unwavering commitment to the earth that sustained him, a deep and abiding respect for the land, his hands, gnarled and strong from a lifetime of working the land, of coaxing life from the earth, of mending fences and coaxing stubborn engines to life, of sowing seeds and reaping harvests, of feeling the very pulse of the soil beneath his calloused palms, always smelled of earth and sunshine, a scent that, even now, can transport me back to those days, to the feeling of cool soil between my fingers, to the quiet satisfaction of honest labor, of a day well spent under the open sky, with the sun on your back and the wind in your hair, a sense of profound connection to the natural world, a bond that ran deeper than words, a silent understanding. He spoke in a soft rumble, like distant thunder rolling over the hills on a summer evening, his voice carrying the weight of experience and quiet wisdom, each word carefully chosen, each phrase imbued with meaning, a gentle cadence that invited you to listen, to learn, to understand, to absorb the lessons of a lifetime, lessons not found in books, but in the very act of living. And his eyes held the kind of deep, knowing kindness that only comes from watching 1,000 sunrises and sunsets over the same fields, understanding the silent language of the seasons, the subtle shifts in the wind, the promises of the clouds, the unspoken truths of the natural world, a profound connection to the earth that few ever truly achieve, a wisdom that transcended books and formal education, a wisdom born of living, of observing, of understanding. He taught me how to tell if a storm was coming by the way the leaves turned silver on the underside of the poplars, how to mend a fence post so it'd stand against any wind, no matter how fierce, a lesson in perseverance and craftsmanship, in doing things right the first time, in building to last, in the importance of a strong foundation, and the quiet dignity of good day's work, done honestly and with purpose from sunup to sundown, without complaint, without fanfare, just a steady dedication. To the task at hand, a quiet pride in a job well done, a life lived with integrity and unwavering commitment, a true example for a young boy to follow. He had an old tractor, a rusty Ford 8N, that he treated like a prized stallion, polishing its faded paint and tinkering with its engine with a devotion usually reserved for family, understanding that his livelihood depended on its steady hum, its reliable strength, its unwavering service, a true partner in his life's work, a mechanical extension of his own will, a trusted companion through countless seasons of planting and harvesting. He'd let me sit on the fender sometimes, my small frame bouncing along as he plowed the rows, the rich, dark earth turning over like pages in a storybook, revealing the promise of new life, of future harvests, a cycle as old as time itself, a testament to the enduring power of the land, a living lesson in patience and faith, in the slow, deliberate unfolding of life, a quiet dance with destiny, a profound understanding of the rhythm of existence, a rhythm that beats in the heart of every farmer. Those were the days when the biggest sound was the drone of a bumblebee lazily circling a clover patch, or the distant lowing of a cow calling to its calf, its mournful cry echoing across the fields, a sound that carried the quiet loneliness of the countryside, a gentle reminder of the vastness of nature. And the biggest decision was whether to chase butterflies through the tall grass, their wings a kaleidoscope of colors, a fleeting beauty, or try to catch a frog down by the pond. It's green, skin slick and cool in my hands, a tiny, living jewel, a moment of pure, unadulterated childhood joy. A simple pleasure that felt like the greatest treasure, a memory to be cherished, a cornerstone of my youth, a foundation for the man I would become, built on the solid ground of rural life. And then there was Martha. Martha ran the diner in town. The daily grind, she called it, a name that always made me chuckle, even as a boy, because it was true. She was always grinding, always working, always serving, always there, a constant presence in our lives, as reliable as the sunrise, as comforting as a warm blanket on a chilly morning, a beacon of warmth and familiarity in a world that was constantly changing. It wasn't much to look at from the outside, just a simple brick building with a faded red awning that had seen better days, its color bleached by countless summers, its fabric worn thin by sun and rain. But inside, it was the beating heart of our community, a warm, bustling hub where stories were shared and friendships forged, where the aroma of comfort food mingled with the scent of human connection, a place where everyone felt welcome, where every stranger was a friend waiting to be made, where laughter and tears flowed freely, where life unfolded in all its messy, beautiful glory day after day. The air inside was always thick with the comforting smells of frying bacon, its savory aroma mingling with the rich scent of brewing coffee and the sweet, yeasty scent of her famous cinnamon rolls, a perfume that promised comfort and delight, a taste of home, a culinary embrace that warmed you from the inside out, a symphony of deliciousness that lingered long after you left, a memory that made your mouth water and your heart feel full. Martha knew everyone's name, their coffee order, black, 2 sugars, cream on the side, a splash of milk, no sugar, extra strong, decaf, half CF, a dash of cinnamon, a dollop of whipped cream, a whisper of vanilla, a sprinkle of nutmeg. And usually their troubles before they even sat down, simply by the way they walked through the door, by the slump of their shoulders or the light in their eyes. A silent understanding that transcended words, a deep empathy that saw beyond the surface, into the very soul of a person, offering solace without a single spoken word, a quiet strength that held us all together, a true gift to our small town. She had a laugh that could fill the whole room, warm and bubbly like the fresh brewed coffee she poured, a sound that could chase away any lingering morning gloom, a beacon of cheer that brightened even the cloudiest day, a contagious joy that lifted spirits and made you feel like everything was going to be all right. A true force of nature, a blessing to us all, a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day, a comfort in times of trouble. Every Saturday morning, after my chores were done and my hands were scrubbed clean, Mama would send me to the diner for a dozen of Martha's famous cinnamon rolls, still warm from the oven, their glaze glistening like morning dew, a sugary invitation that was impossible to resist, a sweet reward for a week of hard work, a taste of pure bliss, a moment of pure, unadulterated happiness that I looked forward to all week, a ritual that grounded me. I'd sit at the counter, my legs swinging freely, listening to the grown-ups talk, soaking it all in. The hum of conversation, a comforting backdrop to my morning ritual, a symphony of small-town life, of shared lives and interwoven destinies, of dreams and disappointments, of triumphs and quiet struggles. A living history unfolding before my young eyes, shaping my understanding of the world, teaching me about the human spirit. Martha would always slip me an extra one, wrapped in a napkin, just for me, a secret between us, a gesture of pure, unadulterated kindness, a small act of love that spoke volumes, a silent promise of care, a bond forged over warm pastries and shared smiles, a friendship that transcended age, a connection that felt like family. A growing boy needs his fuel. Darlin', she'd wink, her eyes twinkling like the sugar crystals on her pastries, a knowing smile playing on her lips, a silent acknowledgement of the bond we shared, a bond of trust and affection that transcended the simple exchange of goods. A true friendship that nourished the soul, a connection that ran deep. She saw more than just customers. She saw families, friends, and the quiet struggles and triumphs that made up our lives, the tapestry of our shared existence, woven with threads of joy and sorrow, of hope and resilience, of laughter and tears, a vibrant, living masterpiece that she helped to create, one cup of coffee, one cinnamon roll at a time, one kind word after another. She'd offer a kind word, a stern look, or a listening ear, whatever was needed, always with a fresh cup of coffee and a plate of something delicious, a silent offering of support, a balm for the soul, a true testament to her generous spirit, her unwavering commitment to her community, her boundless heart. She was the town's confidant, its unofficial therapist, and its most beloved baker, all rolled into one, a true pillar of our community, holding us all together with her warmth and her wisdom, her unwavering presence, her boundless heart, a true matriarch in every sense of the word. Summer nights were for fireflies and backyard barbecues, a symphony of crickets and laughter that drifted on the warm evening air, mingling with the distant croaking of frogs from the pond, a chorus of nature's own making, a lullaby for the soul, a gentle serenade to the fading day, a soundtrack to childhood dreams, a melody of pure contentment that filled the very air we breathed. The air would be thick with the smell of grilling burgers and sweet corn, the smoke curling lazily into the twilight sky, carrying with it the promise of good food and good company, laughter echoing across the yards and through the open windows of neighboring houses, a chorus of contentment that spoke of simple pleasures and deep connections, of shared moments that built lasting memories, etched forever in the heart. A testament to the power of togetherness, of community, of family, of the bonds that truly matter. The grown-ups would sit on lawn chairs, their voices low and contented, swapping stories of the day, of old times, of dreams for the future, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of string lights, their smiles reflecting the easy camaraderie that came from years of shared history, a quiet understanding that bound them together, a bond forged in shared experiences, in triumphs and tribulations, in the ebb and flow of life. A silent promise of support, a comforting presence, while us kids would run wild, chasing fireflies in mason jars, their tiny lights blinking like captured stars, a magical glow in the fading light. Our bare feet pounding softly on the cool grass, feeling the earth beneath us, a primal connection to the land, a sense of boundless freedom, a pure, unadulterated joy that knew no limits, a wild abandon. The 4th of July was always the highlight, a day marked on every calendar with anticipation, a celebration of freedom and community that brought everyone together, young and old, rich and poor. A true melting pot of small-town life, united in patriotic fervor, a shared sense of pride that swelled in every heart, a feeling of belonging that transcended all differences. Our little town, barely a dot on the map, would come alive with a vibrant energy, a palpable excitement that hummed in the air, a sense of collective joy that was almost tangible, a shared heartbeat. A pulse of pure Americana, a celebration of who we were, of what we stood for, of the values that made us strong. The parade was less about marching bands and more about decorated tractors, their engines rumbling proudly, adorned with red, white, and blue streamers, a testament to our agricultural roots. Kids on bikes with streamers fluttering from their handlebars, their faces beaming with pride, their youthful exuberance infectious, and a volunteer fire truck, polished to a shine, blaring its siren with joyous abandon. Its siren a triumphant roar that echoed through the streets, a sound that filled us with patriotic fervor and a sense of belonging, a feeling of being part of something bigger than ourselves, a part of this great nation, a part of shared dream. Afterwards, everyone would gather at the town square for a potluck, tables groaning under the weight of homemade pies, potato salads, and fried chicken, a feast shared by all. A testament to the generosity of spirit that defined our community, a true potpourri of culinary delights, each dish made with love and shared with open hearts, a celebration of abundance and fellowship, a true communion. And as dusk settled, painting the sky in deep indigos and purples, a canvas of deepening twilight, the sky would explode with fireworks, painting fleeting masterpieces against the inky blackness, each burst met with oohs and ahs from the crowd, a collective gasp of wonder that transcended age, a shared moment of awe that left us breathless, our faces upturned in silent admiration, our hearts filled with gratitude, our spirits soaring. A truly magical end to a perfect day. It felt like the whole world was holding its breath, just for us, just for that moment of shared wonder, a collective sigh of contentment that lingered long after the last spark faded, a memory etched deep in our hearts, a beacon of joy to carry through the year, a reminder of the simple beauty of togetherness, of the magic that happens when people come together, united in celebration, united in spirit. But life in the country wasn't always sunshine and fireflies. There were hard times, too, moments that tested our resilience and reminded us of our dependence on the land and each other, of the unpredictable nature of life, of the delicate balance between bounty and hardship, between hope and despair, between triumph and struggle. a constant dance with the elements, a test of character, a crucible that forged stronger bonds, deeper understanding. I remember one year, the drought hit us hard. The sun beat down relentlessly, day after day, baking the earth until it was as hard as concrete. Dust devils dancing across the parched fields, swirling like restless spirits, carrying away the precious topsoil, leaving behind a desolate landscape, a barren canvas of cracked earth, a stark reminder of nature's power, of its indifference. The fields turned brittle, the corn stalks withered, their leaves curling like old paper, their vibrant green fading to a sickly yellow, a stark reminder of the preciousness of water, of the fragility of life, of the harsh realities of farming. And the creek bed, usually teeming with life, its waters cool and clear, a haven for skipping rocks and fishing, dried to cracked mud. A desolate landscape that mirrored the despair in our hearts. A silent scream for rain, a desperate plea to the heavens. A collective prayer whispered on the dry wind. A longing for relief, for a sign of mercy. The air hung heavy with a sense of worry, a palpable anxiety that settled over everything like a dust cloud, seeping into every conversation, every glance, a silent burden shared by all. A collective holding of breath, a community united in its quiet suffering, its hopes dwindling with each passing day, each cloudless sky, each ray of unforgiving sun, each wilting leaf. Mr. Silas, usually so steady, so unshakable, a man who seemed as rooted as the ancient trees, had a deep furrow in his brow, a worry line etched deeper than usual, a testament to the heavy weight he carried, the responsibility of his land and his family, of providing for those he loved, of sustaining a way of life that had been passed down through generations, a legacy he felt bound to uphold, no matter the cost. His corn crop, his livelihood, his legacy, was wilting before his eyes, the promise of a season's hard work turning to dust, a heartbreaking sight that spoke of shattered dreams and dwindling hopes, of a future uncertain, a future threatened by the very elements that usually sustained it, a future that seemed to be slipping away like sand through fingers. The whole community felt it, a collective anxiety that settled over everything like a dust cloud, a shared burden that bound us together in our quiet suffering, a silent plea to the heavens, a desperate longing for relief, for a sign that things would get better, for just one drop of hope, one glimmer of light in the darkness, one promise of tomorrow. I saw him out in his fields one evening, just standing there, looking up at the empty sky, his shoulders slumped, a picture of quiet despair, his usual strength momentarily eclipsed by the harsh reality of the drought. He looked like a man who had given everything, and still it wasn't enough. A man at the mercy of forces beyond his control, a profound sense of helplessness etched on his face, a silent cry for help, a testament to the raw vulnerability of life on the land, a stark reminder of our place in the grand scheme of things. I went home that night with a knot in my stomach, praying for rain harder than I'd ever prayed for anything, my childish pleas echoing in the silent night, a desperate whisper to the heavens, a plea for mercy, for a miracle, for just one drop, for the very breath of life to return to our parched earth, to our parched souls, to our wilting dreams. The next morning, I woke up to a sound I hadn't heard in weeks, a sound that was music to my ears, a melody of hope, a gentle symphony of renewal, the gentle drumming of rain on the tin roof, a soft, rhythmic patter that promised relief, a soothing lullaby after weeks of silence, a sound that filled the air with a sense of profound gratitude, a whispered thank you to the skies, a collective sigh of relief that swept through the entire valley, a wave of quiet joy that washed over every farm, every home. Not a downpour, not a violent storm that would wash away the precious topsoil, but a steady, persistent drizzle, soft and life-giving, a gentle blessing from above, a tender caress on the thirsty earth, soaking deep into the parched ground, reviving everything it touched, bringing color back to the landscape, a vibrant green emerging from the dusty brown, a testament to life's enduring power, its unwavering will to survive. I ran to the window, my heart pounding with excitement, a surge of pure joy bubbling up inside me, a feeling of lightness after weeks of heavy dread. And there it was, washing the dust from the leaves, turning the parched earth a rich, dark brown, its thirst finally being quenched, exhaling a deep, earthy scent, the smell of life returning, of hope reborn, a fragrant promise of recovery, a sweet perfume of renewal that filled the air, a scent of miracles. I pulled on my boots, not caring about the mud that would soon cling to them, just wanted to feel it, to be a part of this miracle, to witness the earth drinking its fill, to feel the cool drops on my skin, a baptism of sorts, a cleansing of the soul, a reconnection to the very essence of life. a profound sense of belonging, a feeling of being truly alive. And as I stood there, letting the cool drops fall on my face, washing away the worry that had settled there, a sense of profound peace washing over me, a quiet understanding of the interconnectedness of all things, of the delicate balance of nature, I saw Mr. Silas. He was out in his field, too, not working, not tending to his crops, just standing, his face turned up to the sky, a faint smile playing on his lips, his eyes closed in quiet gratitude, his shoulders no longer slumped but relaxed. A man reborn, his spirit renewed, his faith restored, his burdens lifted, his heart filled with a quiet joy that radiated outwards, touching all who saw him. He wasn't praying anymore. He was just receiving, accepting the gift with open arms, a silent communion with the heavens, a moment of pure, unadulterated faith, a profound trust in the benevolence of the universe, a quiet surrender to the forces beyond his control, a deep and abiding peace that radiated from him, touching all who saw him, a silent testament to the power of hope. It was a moment of quiet grace, a testament to resilience, and a profound connection between man and land, a bond that ran deeper than words, a sacred trust, a dance between humanity and nature, a partnership forged in the elements, a lesson in humility and acceptance. A reminder that even in the darkest times, light can break through and hope can bloom anew, a testament to the enduring power of faith, of perseverance, of the human spirit. That morning, the rain didn't just water the crops, it watered our spirits too, washing away the fear and replacing it with hope. A renewed sense of possibility, a belief in the enduring power of life, a quiet miracle unfolding before our very eyes. A reminder that even after the longest dry spell, life finds a way to renew itself, to bloom again, to offer a fresh start, a new beginning, a chance to rebuild and thrive. Stronger than before, with a deeper appreciation for every drop, for every blessing. As I grew older, the lessons kept coming, not from textbooks or classrooms, but from the rhythm of life here, from the quiet wisdom of the land and the people who worked it, from the ebb and flow of the seasons, from the unspoken truths passed down through generations, from the very fabric of our existence, woven into the warp and weft of daily life. A constant education in the school of hard knocks and gentle blessings. A continuous unfolding of understanding, a lifelong journey of discovery. I learned about heartbreak when Mr. Silas's old tractor finally gave out, its engine sputtering its last breath. A faithful companion finally succumbing to time, its working days over, and he had to sell off a small parcel of land, a piece of his heritage, a part of his very soul, to afford a new one, a painful sacrifice that tore at his heart, a decision made with heavy reluctance, a testament to the harsh realities of farming life, to the difficult choices that must sometimes be made, to the sacrifices required to keep a dream alive. I saw the pain in his eyes, the deep sorrow of letting go, of severing a connection to the past, but also the quiet determination to keep going, to adapt, to survive, to continue the legacy, to face the future with courage and unwavering resolve, a testament to his indomitable spirit, his quiet strength, his unyielding will. And I saw the community rally around him, a true testament to the bonds that held us together, a silent promise of support, a collective embrace that lifted him up, a network of helping hands, a true demonstration of what it means to be a neighbor, to be a community, to be family. Neighbors offered to help with the harvest, their own fields waiting, their own work pressing, but their hearts open, their hands ready to help, a selfless act of solidarity, a true embodiment of neighborly love. Martha sent over extra pies, her way of offering comfort, a silent understanding that we were all in this together, a family bound not by blood, but by shared experiences and mutual support, a network of kindness that stretched across every farm and every home, a safety net woven with compassion and empathy, a community that truly cared, that truly lived out its values. I learned about growth when I left for college, feeling the pull of the wider world, the allure of new horizons, the promise of knowledge and new experiences, but always carrying the quiet wisdom of these fields in my heart, a compass guiding me, a steady anchor in a sea of change, a constant reminder of where I came from, of the values that shaped me, of the roots that held me firm. Even when the winds of change blew strong and tried to pull me away, the city was bright and loud, full of new experiences, a whirlwind of sights and sounds, a constant hum of activity, a vibrant tapestry of human endeavor. But it never quite had the same honest scent of earth after a rain, or the comforting creak of a screen door, or the quiet hum of crickets on a summer night. a symphony of nature that always felt like home, a melody that resonated deep within my soul, a longing for the familiar, for the quiet peace of the countryside, for the simple truths found in nature, for the genuine connections that define my youth. I missed the vast, star-filled skies, the kind you only see away from city lights, where every star feels like a personal greeting, a silent wink from the universe, a reminder of something larger than ourselves, of the infinite possibilities that lay beyond our grasp, yet still connected to the smallness of our lives, to the humble beauty of our world, to the profound mystery of existence. And then there was the deep love that changed everything, the kind of love that settles into your bones and becomes a part of who you are, woven into the very fabric of your being, a love that feels as natural and essential as breathing, as vital as the air we breathe, as comforting as the warmth of the sun on your face, a love that makes everything else make sense, that gives meaning to every moment. It wasn't a dramatic, movie-style romance, full of grand gestures and sweeping declarations, but something that grew slowly, steadily, like a sturdy oak tree taking root, its branches reaching for the sky, its roots delving deep into the earth. A love built on shared values and quiet understanding, on mutual respect and unwavering support. A love that deepened with every passing season, with every shared sunrise and sunset, with every challenge overcome, with every quiet moment of companionship. Her name was Sarah, and she was from a town not unlike ours, with eyes that held the same quiet understanding I'd seen in Mr. Silas's. A depth that spoke of shared values and a common understanding of the world. A kindred spirit who saw me for who I truly was, who understood the unspoken language of my heart, who shared my dreams and my fears, who walked beside me, hand in hand, through all of life's seasons. We met at a county fair, drawn together by a shared laugh over a ridiculously oversized pumpkin, a moment of simple joy that sparked something profound, a connection that felt destined, as if the universe had conspired to bring us together, two souls finding their way home to each other, a perfect fit, a match made in the quiet heart of the countryside, under the vast open sky, witnessed by the stars themselves. She understood the language of the land, the value of a handwritten letter, the comfort of a simple, home-cooked meal shared around a kitchen table, and the quiet beauty of a life lived with purpose, with intention, with heart, a life rooted in tradition and sustained by love, a life that felt authentic and true, a life worth living, a life that truly mattered, a life we built together, brick by brick, dream by dream. We built our life here, in this very house, the one my granddaddy built, its walls steeped in generations of memories, its floors worn smooth by countless footsteps, its very essence imbued with love. Raising our own children who now run through these same fields, chasing their own fireflies, their laughter echoing the sounds of my own childhood, a sweet melody that fills the air with joy, a continuation of the story, a living legacy, a new chapter unfolding, full of promise and hope. Watching them, I see echoes of my own childhood, the same wonder in their eyes, the same joy in simple pleasures, and I know that the lessons learned on dusty roads and in quiet diners are being passed down, generation by generation, a legacy of love and resilience, a torch carried forward, lighting the way for those who come after, a timeless tradition that binds us all, a thread connecting past, present, and future, a story that continues to be written. This porch, this rocking chair, this sunset, they're more than just a place and a time. They're a feeling, a memory, a promise. They're the quiet heartbeat of a life lived with intention, with love, and with a deep appreciation for the simple, profound beauty of it all. It's about knowing your neighbors, not just their names, but their stories, their struggles, their triumphs, their very souls, the intricate tapestry of their lives, woven together with threads of shared experience, of joy and sorrow, of laughter and tears, of hope and resilience, a true community, a true family. It's about understanding the land, its generosity and its demands, its cycles of life and death, its silent wisdom, and finding joy in the small moments. The first bloom of a spring flower, its delicate petals unfurling, a promise of new beginnings, the taste of a fresh-picked tomato, still warm from the sun, bursting with flavor, a taste of summer, the warmth of a fire on a cold winter night, its embers glowing, a beacon of comfort and warmth, a gathering place for family, a sanctuary from the cold, a place to simply be, to simply exist. It's about the kind of wisdom that isn't taught in books, but is whispered on the wind, carried in the scent of rain, and etched into the lines on a farmer's face, a wisdom passed down through generations, a living tradition, a legacy of quiet strength and unwavering faith, a deep understanding of what truly matters, of the enduring values that stand the test of time, that nourish the soul. It's about the enduring spirit of a place where everyone knows your name, where a helping hand is always extended, where community is not just a word, but a way of life, a collective embrace, and where no matter how far you roam, you can always find your way back home, to the comfort of familiar faces and the embrace of a community that feels like family, a warm, welcoming hug that tells you belong, that you are loved, that you are home, truly home, in every sense of the word. And as the last sliver of sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in fiery oranges and deep purples, a masterpiece of nature, a final flourish of the day, and the stars begin to prick through the deepening blue, one by one, like tiny diamonds scattered across a velvet cloth, a silent, glittering expanse. I hope this story has brought a little bit of that feeling back to you. A reminder of what truly matters, of the roots that hold us steady, and the quiet strength that comes from a life lived close to the earth and close to the heart. A life filled with purpose and love, a life well lived, a life worth remembering, a life that echoes through the generations, a legacy that continues to inspire. If these memories, these feelings resonate with you, if they stir something deep inside, a longing for simpler times, or a renewed appreciation for the enduring values of family and community, then please consider subscribing to Porch Tales. Give this video a like and share it with someone who understands the quiet magic of a summer evening. Someone who knows that the best stories are often found right here on the front porch, under a sky full of stars, waiting to be told and retold generation after generation. A timeless tale of home and heart, a legacy of love that continues to grow year after year, like the crops in Mr. Silas's fields. Always reaching for the sun, always reaching for the light. Thank you for listening. It means the world. And if you truly felt that connection, that whisper of home in your soul, please do me a kindness and hit that like button, share this story with a friend who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Porch Tales so we can keep these stories alive. Keep this porch light burning for all who seek a little warmth and wisdom. It helps more than you know, and it means we can keep sharing these reflections from the heart right here as the sun sets on another day and the stars begin to shine.